The British Prime Minister actually agreed to mate with a pig voluntarily, under the gaze of the entire nation. He did exactly what the kidnappers demanded. The audience was completely stunned. A Prime Minister should lead his people to prosperity, yet here he was, enduring such humiliation alone. The noble princess had been kidnapped the day before. She tearfully revealed the kidnapper's only condition. The Prime Minister must mate with a pig on live television. The Prime Minister was furious after hearing this. This is complete bullshit, but his staff had already confirmed the kidnapping was real. The hostage video spread across the internet. Every minute, 70 million people were commenting. Countless countries were reporting on this madly, yet no one could identify the kidnapper's true identity. The secretary found a stunt double, hoping to use face-swapping technology to get away with it. But unfortunately, the stunt double was caught on camera. The secretary's plan quickly spread online. The news department soon received a mysterious box. Inside was the princess's severed finger and a USB drive. The drive contained not only the kidnapper's warning, but also footage of the princess's finger being cut off. The Prime Minister was furious after watching it, because the secretary had acted without permission, causing harm to the princess. Meanwhile, 86% of the public online supported the Prime Minister agreeing to the kidnapper's demand. With special forces unable to locate the kidnapper, the secretary actually demanded the Prime Minister comply with the request. They had already reached an agreement with the royal family. If the Prime Minister refused, his entire family would pay with their lives for the princess. The Prime Minister had no choice but to drive to the filming location. At this moment, the nation's streets were completely empty, even though the TV station warned everyone not to record videos or face serious consequences. People gathered together like it was a party, waiting to watch the live broadcast. The Prime Minister took the blue pill. He felt his entire worldview had collapsed. He had worked 30 years to become Prime Minister, yet now he had to do something against human nature. Not even a homeless person would do that. The Prime Minister didn't know if this was worth it, but looking at the pig in front of him, he couldn't stop moving forward. All the spectators cheered for this once-in-a-lifetime event, but as they watched the Prime Minister's actions, their smiles gradually faded. Some couldn't bear to watch and turned away, but the most heartbroken was the Prime Minister's wife. She sat in front of the TV, staring blankly at her husband. After the broadcast ended, the Prime Minister locked himself in the bathroom and began vomiting uncontrollably. But outside the door, the secretary received a phone call. The princess had mysteriously appeared on the bridge. She had actually been released. Before the broadcast even began, the princess had been injected with sedatives and couldn't remember what had happened. The severed finger was sent for testing, and the results showed it wasn't the princess's. It was a man's finger. It turned out the kidnapper was a performance artist. The severed finger was his own, and by now, he had already hanged himself. The Prime Minister's defenses completely collapsed. He broke down and cried helplessly. The princess's crisis was resolved. The Prime Minister and his wife appeared loving as ever in front of the cameras. But when they returned home, when his wife faced her husband alone, only disgust remained on her face.